Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of CSR Lens. This is the platform where we have engaging conversations with experts in the area of corporate social responsibility, as well as sustainable development. My name is Ohinowa Brown, and over the period we have been consistently having these sessions, basically to get people to draw our minds to the various sustainable development goals and how organizations are doing their best, basically to support the work in sustainable development. So today we are having a discussion on the Green Ghana project and how all of us over the period has so this was a project that was how do I put it, that was launched last year, and we have all supported. This was launched by the government, by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, and all of us, including myself, unfortunately I do not have something to show, or the pictures I took at the project to show, but we have over the period checked. So heightened industrialization booming, industrial economies, and a growing global population collectively contributes, and as we all know, to the scarcity of resources around the world. Despite its positive aspects, the rapid global development within the past decade has had a very negative impact on our environment, and it is important that all of us come together to support efforts by stakeholders to restore our environment. Last week we marked World Environment Day, where individuals around the world, stakeholders and organizations around the world basically looked at how they and their organizations can support to restore, re-image, and regenerate our various environment. So today on CSR Lens, we are looking at the Green Ghana project, which was launched during this week, yesterday, for instance, where Ghanaians were encouraged to support the government's effort to restore our environment. And to restore our environment, and then also see how best all of us can contribute to Generation Restore. The UN Decade on Ecosystem Restoration last as well, when we were marking the World Environment Day, has also launched a decade to restore and also ensure that individuals come up to and countries commit to restoring the environment in which they live. And so today we are basically going to have a conversation on the Green Ghana project and how this is going to contribute to the various targets that has been set till 2030, and how countries around the world, and of course Ghana as a country, is also contributing its quota towards restoring our environment. All of us understand that over the period, Galamsey has been a great and big conversation in this country, where a lot of people are talking about its devastating effect on the environment. And today I have a distinguished personality who is going to help for all of us to understand what the Green Ghana project is all about, what the targets are, and what exactly it seeks to do to basically assist the country in restoring its green environment. Now, let me do a bit of introduction of our guest today so that all of you can have a fair idea who this person is and why she's the right person to speak to us on the subject matter. So Mercia Adu is an economic policy analyst by profession. She's currently an assistant director at the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources in Ghana. And she's in charge of research and statistics unit at the ministry. She's also the director secretary for the Green Ghana Project, a presidential initiative under the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. She has more than 15 years working experience in various career sections, including environmental management projects, development research, data analysis, policy development and implementation, monitoring and evaluation, public relations, and data management. So in addition, she has worked with the Ministry of Information Ghana, Joint Inspectorate Unit of the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland, and JSoft Company in the UK. She's also the founder of Vision and Destiny International Foundation that help orphans and young women in Ghana in terms of education, healthcare, and supply of food. Notwithstanding the fact that she's also an entrepreneur as well. She has executive certificate, I beg your pardon, from Harvard University in implementing public policy, master's in international relations from the University of Westminster in the UK, and then master's in economic policy management from the University of Ghana. She also has a certificate in international monitoring and evaluation from Carleton University and Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration from the University of Cape Coast. She also has a certificate in Public Administration from the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, and she serves on various boards at the. She serves as a member and secretary on the number of boards at the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Clearly, Mercia is the right person to speak to on the Green Ghana project. And so, hi Mercia, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining me here on CSR Lens. I'm very grateful for you to accept to speak to me here. How are you doing, please?
I'm very well, thank you. And thank you very much for welcoming me. First and foremost, let me greet everyone watching. Good afternoon to everyone. And I'm really, really glad that Ohinewa would give me this platform to talk about the Green Ghana project. Once again, thank you, Ohinewa.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So can you, before we go into the Green Ghana project, why the interest, why did you actually have interest in environment projects, for instance? What ignited the interest in this area?
Okay, so I was once a public relations officer once. Before I get into I was moved to the Policy Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation Directorate of the ministry. The ministry is basically, it's all about the environment, and it's about managing Ghana's resources, such as the forests, such as the mines, and then also, of course, the efficient utilization of Ghana's lands. So with being in such a ministry, obviously, your whole goal is geared towards ensuring that Ghana's forest covers are actually protected. And then also, of course, it's also geared towards ensuring that illegal mining is minimized. Some way, somehow, you definitely find yourself in the issues of environmental matters. So that's how come I got into it. I haven't specialized in environment issues, but then I find myself always dealing with issues that has to do with the environment because, one, I'm always handling issues that has to do with policies on environment, policies on mining, and of course, and then the land issues as well. We get a lot of problems, issues that are coming to the ministry that has to do with mining concessions, that has to do with environmental issues like illegal logging. We also get issues that has to do with multiple sale of lands. All of it falls under the environmental issues that we're facing today in Ghana. So that's how come I got involved in it. Thank you.
Great. Great. Thank you so much for giving us that insight. Now, last week, all of us, the world marked the World Environment Day. And clearly, the environment has been of various concerns, have been of concern to a lot of stakeholders, from the UN to all the bodies that matters, because of the level of challenge that we're having as a country, or as a global body. What are your thoughts on this? What, in terms of the current state that we find ourselves globally, in terms of the natural challenge that we have globally, not just Ghana, but what's your thoughts on that? Hi, Mercia.
Okay, so first and foremost, my thoughts are on Jenny. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Hello?
We can hear you now, please.
Okay. So my thoughts basically on that issue has to do with first of all, it has to do with the resources every country has. And you'll see that most countries are all fighting to ensure that the resources they have in their country, it's maintained. In the sense that if it's sustained, it'll help in the country also making more money, one, depending on what kind of resources they have. If it's on mineral resources, if it's on timber, if it's on other tree species, depending on what they have. Every country wants to maintain their resources for the economic growth of their country. So regards to Ghana, let me use the gold as resources that we have. We have a lot of resources, but the gold aspect, that is how come these illegal mining and all happening. That's how come it's all happening, because we've got those resources that can promote the economic growth of the country. But individually, people are more interested in getting themselves rich. It's good to be rich, but at the same time, when you are getting yourself involved in aspect that will make you rich, you must also think about the development aspect of the country. Now, when you look at our environment in Ghana, because many people are busy trying to make ends meet. For instance, when they go into the mining aspect, instead of passing through the right channels, the right processes at the Minerals Commission to get the right permits to mine effectively, what they do is that they don't even go there. They actually go and do it on their own and use all sort of illegal methods to destroy the environment. And at the end, it also becomes a cost to the country. Instead of the country getting value for their resources, they end up getting cost. And so because of that, it has become a global phenomenon that every country should ensure that their environment is actually sustained in terms of agriculture. That's in terms of the farming aspect. When we farm, what sustainable methods can we use to protect the environment? When we mine, what methods can we use to protect the environment? That is how come it's become a global phenomenon. And that's my thoughts on it. Why
there's constant calls for
the World Bank.
Okay. All right, now let's move into the Green Ghana project. I must say that this is one of the, because I'm a communications person, and when it comes to publicity, I am very enthused about it. So I must say that this is one of the projects that has really gained a lot of momentum in terms of the level of publicity. I was constantly checking on Twitter, and you were almost always on the trends. The project was almost always on the trends throughout the period. Now, let me find out from you. Give us an overview of the Green Ghana project. There are a lot of people who are very much interested in some aspects of the project, and I know along the line we'll be coming to that. But how did this whole project start? Where did it start from?
Okay, so on the 23rd of March 2021, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources initiated the aspect of let's launch the Green Ghana Day as part of the environmental day we have in the country. And so at the launch, His Excellency the President, that is Ghana's president, was at the launch. So at the launch, he actually said that there will be tree planting on the 11th of June. That was just yesterday. When he said that, it then became a project. When he mentioned that there should be tree planting on the 11th, there should be a global, a national tree planting on the 11th of June, which was just yesterday, it became a project. So the Green Ghana project actually, it's under the auspices of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, but then it's being supported with the Forestry Commission because they are in charge of ensuring that Ghana's forests it's well protected, and then also at the same time reducing the depletion of Ghana's forests. So the actual reason why the Green Ghana project is there is basically it's to ensure afforestation, integrating forest cover, and also ensure domestic tree planting for the availability of oxygen and reduction of carbon emission. The Green Ghana project is a 4-year project that just began just yesterday. That is the 11th of June. It's a 4-year project whereby everyone is expected, every institution, every individual is expected in Ghana.
Hi, Messia, we are losing you a little bit. Is it okay to reposition yourself for us, please?
Is it okay?
Great, yeah, it's fine now.
Okay. So, sorry,
yes.
I'm using my phone because I had a problem with the laptop here. So,
yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so as I said earlier, the Green Ghana project is a 4-year project. And basically, it's just to ensure that whatever forest we've lost in Ghana, I can't give a percentage because we haven't done extensive statistics to know how many forests we have actually lost. So it's just a project that is in for now to help the Forestry Commission, to help civil societies that are that's their aim is geared towards protecting the environment to reach that objective they set for themselves. That is ensuring that all Ghana's trees, other forest species are protected. So as I said earlier, it's just a 4-year project, and it's just to ensure that we reduce our carbon emission and also support the fight against climate change crisis.
Okay, so you mentioned it's a 4-year project. I know that the Sustainable Development Goals set a target for 2030. So are we looking at actually achieving this particular goal before the 2030?
Sorry,
is that the target that you have?
Sorry,
yes, I'm asking you. You said
yeah.
I am asking that you said the project is 4 years. So
Yeah.
I know the Sustainable Development Goal set a target to 2030. We are in
Yes.
2021.
Yeah.
Are we looking to achieve that particular target in greening our environment before the set target by the UN?
For now, I cannot say whether we can. It's, as I said, it's a project for 4 years, and I won't
Okay.
put my hands in any fire by actually stating that we can achieve all our targets before 2030. But what I can say
Okay.
is that, as I said earlier, it's a 4 year project, and it's not just tree planting. It's also about maintenance
Okay.
and sustainability. So we know most projects that are being managed by government institutions,
Yeah.
it's always given a certain time, a certain number of years. If we
Period.
are
Yeah.
not able to complete, yes, there's a renewal of those, the number of years that has been given. Excuse me. There's another years that have been given for the renewal of those projects. But for now,
Okay.
what I can say is that though the SDG goals to be achieved within 20 by 2030, this is a 4 year project. I cannot certainly say that we'll be able to achieve all our aims, because sometimes even in our own houses, you plant trees, you water them all the same. Yes, still it might not grow to the level that you want it to grow. One, some of the trees may all not survive, others will die. So if I want to say that the program is going to, will by 4 years would have achieved all the set targets, then I'll be deceiving myself on this platform. But one thing I know for sure is that we'll do our best to ensure that we will bring Ghana to a certain level. That is what I can say for now.
Okay. So the target was to plant 5 million trees, right? Are you
Yes,
able?
yes.
And if you do not have the statistic in mind, that's okay. But are you able to tell us how many we were able to, what target we achieved yesterday?
Yesterday we achieved 7 million.
7 million.
7 million. We're supposed to plant 5 million trees across the country, but we ended up planting 7 million. And it's based on the number of seedlings that people went for. It's not based
Okay.
on yes, it's based on the number of seedlings we had. We ended up buying 7 million seedlings. And so we got companies coming for it. And as of now, I'm sure that by Monday, from Monday going, they will definitely have a way of buying, because I get a lot of calls from people that they've gone to Forestry Commission and they are saying that the seedlings are finished, which I understand, because to be honest, we didn't expect to have this this high level of participation. There were universities participating in it. There were churches participating in it. I mean, institutions. I was with the diplomatic corps yesterday at the Achimota Forest. That's where our enclaves, there was an enclave for the diplomatic corps. And everybody, we had other institutions that were joined, like Vodafone, Absa Bank, all of them were there. As I said, it's based on the number of seedlings that were purchased. And I can tell you that we would, from Monday going, I'm sure they will buy more. It's not just a day tree planting, as I said, it's a continuous tree planting and maintenance and sustainability.
Marcia, I was at Achimota Forest yesterday too, because I
Oh,
told you
okay.
I'm a very good citizen. So anything that is going to support the development of the country, I am always in for it, because
Did you
I
see
sit here
me?
and I question people what we are doing. So all of us need to bring our efforts together to
But
achieve
did
the
you see
development.
me?
I didn't, but because I was with the Rotary team, so I didn't, but I did my planting at the Achimota Forest. But let me find out
Oh,
from you.
okay.
I know you've touched a bit on that, but maybe you can elaborate more on it. When it comes to tree planting, or when it comes to our country, we know that we are very, very good at initiating projects. But in terms of seeing it to its fruition,
the impact
is also one of the biggest challenge that we have. So when I look at the level of enthusiasm that Ghanaians embrace this particular initiative with, it tells you that anything that is good, and all of us have also talked. So if we're talking, it means that we should be able to be part of the solution. How are we ensuring that these trees that have been planted will actually grow and serve the purpose for which we initiated this particular project?
Okay, so with the Green Ghana project, there is 4 committees under the Green Ghana project.
Okay.
There is the finance committee, which is headed by Ehuna Brobim Nana Pra Agensim, the SID, and co-chaired by Dr. Joyce Ai. We also have the publicity committee, which is being chaired by Kweku Sechi Ado.
Okay.
We also have the operations and logistics committee, which is headed by the CEO of the Forestry Commission, and that is Mr. John Alote. We also have the monitoring committee, which is being headed by Mr. Musa Abujwa, the technical director of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. So we have all these teams because if it's just one person that has just taken an initiative to just plant, after planting what next? But these teams are in place. So for instance, before we started all these things, the publicity did their best to also come out with how they can make the public get involved by bringing on the radio, let me say all the media houses.
Yeah.
And we got the finance committee that wrote letters to institutions to actually support. There is no funding currently for the Green Ghana project. We are sourcing funds from institutions and individuals. Yes, some have done marvelously well by supporting in terms of higher donations, others who have done what they can do. So with these funds that we are collecting, it's not only for the seedlings. We are not just purchasing seedlings. The seedlings is very costly, actually. So we are not just purchasing seedlings. We are purchasing seedlings. We are also getting external auditors to audit the accounts that monies will come in. We are also, this is all part of the sustainability issues. If we don't want the project to just die off, we are also ensuring that we are getting people who would help in terms of watering the seedlings that has been planted because they are enclaves. We are also procuring the services of consultants in the agroforestry sector to handle the growth and preservation of the tree planting, like the pruning, the parasite treatments. All of that is also being considered. We are also deploying the use of wood or tree tracking technologies that will track all the seeds that have been, all the species that has been planted across Ghana. As I said, we are going to plant more. It's not just a day planting. So, and when it comes to the monitoring, which is being supported by the National House of Chiefs, they are part of the monitoring team. So they are also going to go around. I think periodically they're going to go around to see how the trees that we planted are doing. For them to know all the locations, we have used a GIS technology that is being managed by the Forestry Commission to track where all the trees that are planted are, to make it easy for the monitoring team. It's not just going to be a one-off monitoring, it's going to be a periodic review. It's going to be a periodic monitoring, which would need a lot of funding for that. That means traveling outside Accra and other areas. And we're going to also use the district offices of the Forestry Commission. That's where most of the seedlings were also for people to pick up. We're going to use it. I've got people calling me and saying that they got only 2 seedlings. They got, as I said, we need the funding to help purchase more seedlings, and also for the monitoring to be effective. So at the end of the 4-year project, I'm very certain, very, very certain that the initiative that has been taken by the president, our own president, will not die off. At least, if not all the trees will survive, I'm sure 70% of the trees will survive. And as well, I'm also sure that a lot of reports would be issued, a lot of press release will be issued concerning, that's why I said we have the publicity committee, concerning how the trees are faring. And we've also tasked the diplomatic corps that they should also ensure to come around to look at their enclaves where they planted, to ensure that what they planted, because we did, if you are the Achimota forest, as you said, you realize that every every embassy was given a particular number.
Yeah.
Yes, a particular number. So you have to come back and ensure. So if every month you pass by to see how far your tree that you planted is doing, it will be good. So it's something that will do letters to go for them to also come around and ensure that their seedlings are doing well. The seedlings they planted are doing well. Thank you.
All right, now let me find out from you, when it comes to corporate social responsibility and whether or not you have this as part of your sustainability strategy. But when it comes to corporate social responsibility, I know that the corporate organizations have a role to play in terms of being part of these processes. Is there a strategy in place to target these organizations to also ensure that they either adopt a particular area, so to make sure that all the trees that have been planted in these areas are catered for? Is there a strategy of the sort?
Yes, there is a strategy. We were there, would I say, on the 4th of June, the European Union in Ghana organized a roundtable discussion on the Green Ghana project. So at the meeting, Dr. Joy stated clearly that all environmental NGOs, let me say civil societies, are all supposed to come to the ministry, the secretariat of the Green Ghana project, and register with us. Also, so that we can all work together as a team. I know of the plastic, I've forgotten the NGO, the full name, but I know there's a company that does in terms of planting coconut trees at the beach side in Ghana. Yes. So I know for them, they have written to us that they want to support. But as I said, the launching was done on the 23rd March, and the tree planting was done on 11th. It's a short period, but we were able to do the planting. Now, after we are done, with the planting, the first phase of the planting, we are now going to go into more by letting the civil society organize some sort of round table discussions as the EU took the lead to get their views and their thoughts on this. But I'm so much aware that Dr. Joyce stated clearly at the roundtable meeting that all NGOs, civil societies, other corporate organizations that are into tree planting should come to the secretariat and get themselves involved in this Green Ghana project. Because Ghana, to be honest, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and the Forestry Commission cannot do it all. So we really need the support of these civil societies and other corporate organizations to support to bring this project to a successful 4-year term.
Marcia, I don't know if you would want to touch on this, but I am also interested in the issue of people maybe hiding the seedlings to sell. How are we ensuring that the seedlings that have been procured, I know you've mentioned there's no funding, but the seedlings that have been procured, how are we ensuring that they are being accounted for?
Yes. I will touch on that, but I cannot go so much into deep because it's an aspect that is being handled by the Forestry Commission.
Okay.
I know for sure that, as I said, the seedlings that were purchased was not like an individual managing it. It was at the plantations directorate, which is being headed by Mr. Brown. That is where the seedlings that were purchased were. And after the seedlings that were purchased, there were accounts were made. Let me say they were all recorded of all the seedlings that were done. And I'm very sure if you go to the Forestry Commission now and you see Mr. Brown to request for how many seedlings that were bought and how many that has been used, you will know. As I said, as I'm speaking to you today, someone called me in the afternoon, a woman from Anglo's Secondary School or something. She said they are interested in the planting of the trees. But when they went, they only had two coconut trees. Are you still there? Hello?
I'm here with you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I didn't see it. So I know very sure that there was the high demand for these seedlings. Some were also going to use it for their private purposes, to be honest. So even if you give them one or two, they didn't appreciate. There are records of individual, there are records of seedlings that were disbursed. My ministry, for instance, were disbursing something.
Matthew, we're losing you again. Is it possible to reposition yourself? Yes, great. It's fine now.
Hello, is that okay? Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes. So I know, for instance, my ministry, where I work, that's the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, we were given some number of seedlings and we helped in the disbursement. But the Forestry Commission has records of how many seedlings they brought to the ministry.
Okay.
They have recorded, and people who went for individuals who even went to Forestry Commission, their names are there. But if it's an institution, they don't record their name. They just give to the institution that these are the number of seedlings. The district offices, we know how many seedlings that went there. And with this exercise, I don't think anybody hijacked some of the seedlings that they were going to sell. I don't think so. Maybe that's our mindset, because that is what Ghanaians, we always think of the bad side when something good is coming to us. We have the mindset that government institutions are always duping people, government institutions are fraud, government institutions, because of the high level of corruption. But this time, it was not like that. And I speak boldly for the Forestry Commission and the ministry. We've got a very energetic minister. For him, he believes in doing the right thing. So I can say categorically that the ministry and the Forestry Commission has the number of seedlings that were purchased, and no one took some home. They even want to buy more, but we need more donations. They even want to buy more and give to people. So nobody has hijacked any seedlings anywhere. Personally, myself, I even had two coconut coconut seedlings, and I'm thinking of where to plant in my house. I went for some. People were supposed to, everybody is supposed to get involved and plant. So it wasn't something that you are my favorite or I'm keeping the rest, when we finish we'll sell. No, it's nothing like that. This tracker, we have a tracking tree system that is even tracking where all the seedlings were planted. That's why I was able to tell you that out of the seedlings that were planted yesterday, 7 million, I can confidently say that 7 million seedling trees were planted yesterday, but different species, not the same species, different species.
Now, Messia, let me find out from you. We have planted trees. A lot of us are concerned about the sustainability of this project and how we are going to ensure, and I know you've spoken, you've answered all these, but let me find out from you. When it comes to the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, you have a lot of work to do because a lot of people are choosing what to do with our trees, and there's a lot of deforestation. What can you speak to any plans or strategies that you have to deal with this particular challenge that we have as a country? And I'm saying this because the UN, there's a UN decade on ecosystem restoration, and I spoke about
Yes.
that earlier when I started this program. That everybody is concerned about the ecosystem. Everybody is concerned about how we are living and how we are affecting the nature. Nature that is supposed to probably is supposed to protect all of us. So, how is your ministry ensuring that people practice things that basically protects the environment, please?
To answer whether we have a strategy in place, for that I can't say,
Okay.
because I haven't ventured into that aspect to know whether there's a strategy in place. But then I know
Okay.
that the Forestry Commission, together with the that Forestry Directorate of the Ministry and the minister, are actually working hard to ensure that these illegal felling of trees are stopped. You might have seen my minister championing more on illegal mining, but
Yeah.
I think that Rome was not built in a day. He's come, so it's a gradual process. I'm sure when he's done with that, he will venture into the aspect of. But he's missing it. Look at the tree planting. It's a good initiative he brought. So for now, I cannot specifically say that there's a strategy that we put in place to stop um, the cutting of trees. But I know of the wood tracking system that even when trees are cut and they are being exported outside the country, that you need
Okay.
a certain code. You need a certain code to verify that would be verified um, at the port to see whether it has gone through the right process before it's been exported. So I know that there's a wood tracking system that is in place. And this wood tracking system has been in place, I think, more than 10 years ago. It's been there years ago. And that's a big strategy that I think the Forestry Commission has. But currently, in terms of the cutting of trees individually, because, for instance, you are in your house and you are cutting your tree because it's worrying you. I don't know if somebody can just come to your house and stop you from cutting your tree. Yeah, I don't think anybody can just enter your house and say, stop cutting your tree. That there's a law like this that says don't cut your tree. That's what I'm saying, that there's no, currently I don't know of any law or any strategy that is in place to stop people from cutting trees. But there are task force teams that I know that is there also to protect the trees in the forest. For
Okay.
individual houses, I don't know. I know of the wood tracking system. There's a task force team that are in Ghana's forest that is registered under the Forestry Commission. The task force team is ensuring that trees are not cut without permits. So people are being given permits to cut trees, maybe for timber exports or others. So not just going to the forest and just cutting trees. That one. You are aware that the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, that is Honorable Chairman, it's time, they banned rosewood.
Yes.
I don't know if you're aware. Yes. So
I'm
those
aware of
are
that.
some of the strategies. Yes, but there's not like a law or anything that is banning anybody from cutting trees, but there are measures put in place to ensure that our forests are protected. For that, I can say.
Okay. Now, we are planting new ones. What are we making of the old ones or existing ones? Because I remember yesterday when I was at Achimota Forest, one of the questions I asked the team that works there is that how are we ensuring that the existing ones, the existing trees are protected? Because as you're aware, the Achimota Forest, I'm not privy to any activities that goes on there in terms of people felling trees and all that. But I'm basically asking that we know we've heard of stories of from some forests in this country, especially in the eastern region, the Tiwa Forest, for instance, where a lot of trees
That's
are
what
being
we're for.
the Tiwa Forest, exactly. So how are we ensuring that the existing ones are protected so that we can also add on to the ones that we are planting at the moment?
There is a monitoring and evaluation unit at, I wouldn't say unit, I would say a directorate at the Forestry Commission. And I've earlier said that there are task force in place also. And there are forest district officers at the also in place already. There is the youth in afforestation also in place. And they are all helping to protect the existing trees that we have in Ghana. That is the forests that are registered under the Forestry Commission. They are, as you said, the Achimota forests as you use, the existing trees. Yesterday, where we planted, the trees were all tall. The trees we all saw yesterday, where you said you also at the Achimota forest, you saw that the trees were well protected. You have to, if you can bear me out on that, you saw that the trees were well protected. There were 4 task force. If you had gone down there, you'd have seen officers that were standing at the after the building, the forest plantation farm board, building. There was the Ghana Geological Survey building that was there. I don't know if you saw that there were people at the down there. They were like task force people, yes, ensuring that nobody ventures into the forest, because we were only given a particular place to do it. So for the existing trees that are in place already, there are already measures that are being put in. There are already measures in place that are protecting our forest cover. I don't know if you've heard, that's why you're asking me any question on this. If you've heard anywhere that the Achimota forest is being, trees are being cut, if you have any proof of that, but I cannot confidently tell you that Achimota forest, for instance, is being protected. Also because it's closer to the Forestry Commission, so their eyes are on it. And the monitoring and evaluation people are really working hard at the Forestry Commission. So it's been protected. There are so many measures. The task force team, the wood tracking system, the MAE officers at the Forestry Commission, and then if you've watched also, there were some, I don't know how to call it, it was wired. I don't know if you saw it when you went to the Forestry Commission.
It was wired.
There was some wire, it was all wired up. So there's a huge protection for our forest. That I can say. There's a huge protection for our forest.
Okay, Mesa, let me put you on the spot. Maybe you can choose to answer or choose not to answer. How much
don't ask me any question that, sorry, don't ask me any question that is politics. I won't answer.
No. I'm not, it's not politics. I don't do politics myself, but how much did we spend procuring the seedlings?
I know that.
You can choose not to answer.
Oh no, I'm at the secretariat, so obviously I should know how much. The estimates they did was 14 million Ghana cedi.
Okay.
For the procurement of the seedlings, the species.
Okay.
That is what I can say. That's the estimates they did. As to whether when they went to buy it, that's the estimates that I know. That they said they requested that they needed that.
Okay.
For the purchase of the seedlings. That was 14 million Ghana cedi. Yeah.
Okay. Now we are done with the first phase. What else are we supposed to expect again, please, from your secretariat?
Our minister, from our secretariat, we need funding. We need a lot of support from people. This project can only be successful if people support. People donate towards it. As I did say to you that some Ghanaians have a mindset that the moment government calls for any funding, because of some mismanagement of funds that has happened in the past, or because of the Public Accounts Committee, some issues that have come there. The moment you government institutions call for funding, people think they're going to spend the money.
Yeah.
We have to clear that mindset. We have to have a different vision. If there is hope for Ghana, then we must learn to support every activity. We shouldn't say it's NDC, MPP, or CPP. We shouldn't say all those things.
Yeah.
We are looking for the betterment of Ghana. We are all hoping that in the next 5 years or in the next 10 years, we can also lift our heads and say that this is my country. We can boast of the green of Ghana. We can boast of our resources being protected. So we all have to clear our mindset and think of supporting this initiative, because this initiative will be successful if all Ghanaians embrace it.
I totally agree.
So we need more donations from, we've gotten some donations from institutions. Some have done marvelously well. Some have really supported very well. There are some individuals, I have to tell you, there are some individuals that were supporting with 1 Ghana cedi. Imagine if every Ghanaian was giving 1 Ghana cedi towards this project. You can imagine how much government will make.
Yeah.
Do the statistics yourself. But we are getting companies that are supporting. Some have done marvelously well. Some have supported, not because it was their MPP, or not because the president brought them into power. No, it's because they see the need to support this beautiful initiative. So we need more funding, and then we need all Ghanaians to embrace this project. We have to have the clear mindset of embracing it. I am very sure that
please go ahead.
in 2 years to come, I'm very sure that in 2 years to come, Ghana will be more than what we are seeing now. So we all have to embrace and support in our own little small way. That's what I can say.
Thank you. When are we having the next planting? Because I love to plant, so I would really want to go out there and plant again. So when are we planting again?
I don't know if you listened to our Honorable Minister on Facebook Live. He did say next year we are planting, I think 50, if I'm not wrong. I'm certain he said 50 million seedlings. He did say that we're planting 50 million trees. Each year he gave a target of how many trees we are planting. So next year there will be another planting. As to whether they will make it another 11 June as a tree planting day, I don't know. But I know that next year there will be planting. But all these things can come into force when there's a lot of public involvement and when there is a lot of donations, because it's planting, it's all about money. As I said, people keep calling for seedlings, but they forget that the seedlings it comes with cost. So next year we'll still plant, the next 2 years we'll still plant, we'll keep planting until maybe even the young child will get up and say, oh, I love Ghana, it's so green. So we'll keep planting. But for now, what we need is the public's involvement, and people should take care of the trees they planted. Or are you going to take care of your tree?
I will go back. I think I planted about.
I saw your picture. I saw a picture of you planting.
Yes.
Are you going back?
I'll go back. I'll go back every 2 weeks to the Achimota forest and ensure my plants are growing. Every 2 weeks, I'll make that promise, and then deliver. I'll make sure I get to do that, and I encourage everyone who participated in that exercise to also ensure that whatever tree it is that you planted, make sure that you see to its growth and sustenance. Mercy, I want to say a big thank you to you. Do you have any
Okay.
final words to share with us? I know you've talked about people's involvement, but do you have any final words you'd like to share with us, please?
Personally, if you ask people, they'll tell you that me, when I start talking, I'll talk about God. So my final message to everybody is that get involved, because even the world that was created by God, He created with a lot of trees. When God created the world, trees were all part of it. So if you say you love God, maintain what He has created. So let's get involved in getting Ghana green. That's what I can say.
Let's get involved and get it done. Thank you so much, Mercia. I am super grateful for making time to have this conversation with me. You have really enlightened us, and I pray that all the strategies that the team has in place to ensure that this project is sustainable. For me, that is where my interest is. And based on the strategies that you've shared with us, I hope that corporate Ghana also comes on board. And all of us, I belong to Rotary. We also come on board, each and every one who is watching. If you belong to an organization, this is the time to channel your CSR towards greening Ghana. India has done it. A lot of countries are doing it. We all have a role to play in ensuring that our deforestation challenge is kept. This has been CSR Lens. I'm very grateful, Mercia. I know that we'll be talking again to see how best
Thank you.
we
But
can support
before
this.
you go,
Yes, please.
before you go, you said you belong to Rotary. Is that not it? Rotary, you have not supported anything. We haven't
We
received
were
any support from
we
Rotary.
were there to plant the
Not
trees
in
yesterday.
physical.
We
I'm talking in terms of your donations.
what support do you
Because
want,
we
please?
sent a letter to your institution asking them. We want your financial support.
Oh, okay.
So
That's at the district government level. That's at the district government level. I'm a baby.
But you can still send.
Well, I get to become president next month in my club, and we will plant trees. We will come for the seedlings and plant trees.
You have interviewed someone for the secretary.
Okay. Let's see how we can follow up on that and see what.
As well.
Hi, Mercia. Okay, so I think I lost Mercia there. The internet on Saturdays is very, very terrible, and I hope the MTN would actually try and work on their network. But of course, thank you all so much for staying through to be part of this interesting conversation. I must say that I hope that all of us are enlightened and satisfied with the answers that Mercia has shared with us. We are concerned, and I pray that the sustainability of this project is achieved. Thank you, and thanks for sharing your thoughts with us. Mark Decha, you said the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources is still expecting contributions from the well-meaning Ghanaians to maintain the trees. Yes, exactly. That's what Mercia said. So, if you think that you have any support that you would want to give to the Secretariat, I would encourage you to reach out to the Secretariat and then support the project, and let's see it to its sustainability. For me, I always say I'm very grateful, or I'm very interested in that aspect of every initiative or every project that we bring on board. This has been CSR Lens, and I have been engaging the Director Secretary in charge of the Green Ghana project, Mercia Edu. She's also the Assistant Director, Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, in charge of the research, statistics and research units. I have been engaging her on the Green Ghana project. She has talked about the sustainability aspect. All the embassies are given a quota, and all of them are expected to go back and ensure that the trees that they planted are growing. All of you who participated in the project, you are also encouraged to go back and look at the trees that you planted, whether they are growing or not. If they are not, you can ask questions. And if you still want to be part of it, there are seedlings at the Forestry Commission, and if wherever you find yourself, please try as much as possible to contact the officers at the various districts at the Forestry Commission so that they can support the project. I must say that all of us are interested. Mercia has mentioned that about 14 million was the target or was the budget for the procurement of the seedlings. That is a target. It is not to say that that was how much was spent on it. Thank you all for joining the discussion. Andrew Sofusini, Mark Decha, Nehemiah, Kehendi Dela, Kateche Reynolds. Says thank you, Mercia, for the enlightenment on this great initiative. Kudos to the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Yeah, Kofi Dadzi, Peter, Jeffrey, and Andrews. Thank you all for your comments. I must say that I'm grateful. See you same time next week on CSR Lens. Do follow our page so that whenever we come here, you can be part of this great initiative or discussion. We are into social responsibility as well as sustainable development discussions. My name is Ohinewa Brown. Do have a great weekend. Bye for now.